Well, hello dear YouTube friends. I hope you're all doing well. We've just had the most wonderful day here today. It's just been fabulous weather and lovely to see everybody heading down to the beach, walking their dogs and just really enjoying the sunshine. But I was doing a little bit of a clear out and I came across some gardening magazines and I saw something which just triggered a bit of imagination. So I thought, let me share my idea with you. So what I came across were a whole lot of images, mostly in the adverts of the magazines for little things like Wellington boots. There were flowers. There's some images for books, a couple of actual books being advertised here, these tiny little images, and then also some of these smaller images which actually just have pictures on them. And there was also these ones here with tiny little circular images. So I thought to myself, those would make wonderful little faux postage stamps. Why don't I show you how to make them? So what I would do with these is to cut these little pictures out, and just for expediency's sake I have already cut a whole lot out here. Some of the pictures you will see will be things that are in small frames like these, and for this one I might cut out that little window. It doesn't matter that there's writing there because that writing could just be part of the design. And this one, even though that frame overlaps, I could actually just trim that so it's a more sort of landscape size stamp, and that one as well I could trim that. So those are options. This one I think I would probably fussy cut. That's just a fun little one, woody woodpecker. Here's some flowers. These are probably too big to use on their own, but I could actually just cut out a small little piece there. And the same goes with these ones here. They are nice images, and just remember that by the time we've made these up, there'll be a lot of other stuff going on as well. Here's a little book that was advertised. Quite a nice postage stamp size, but you could also cut that into 4 because that has actually got 4 little pictures on. And when I have found little books like this, the books sometimes are lying slightly skew on the actual page, but if I had to take a pair of scissors I could just actually neaten up the edges and straighten that out. So I'm not too fussed about that. That will soon become rectangular if I do just a little bit of work. Okay. So I have a whole load of images here that I've selected, and as I say to you, look at things from the point of view of being able to cut them up into smaller things. So that picture I would be able to get 4 little pictures out, and this was just a pretty little flower that I liked. Probably I think was on a cushion cover, but I did like that. This one could be a larger B shape, but you could make a big stamp for something bigger. And then even simple things like this, where you've got a nice square shape for a cushion cover, you could do that and you could stamp a tiny little image on there to actually make your stamp. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to just take my normal pair of craft scissors that I use for paper, and I'm just going to neaten up the edges. You'll see that this is a National Trust ad that I'm cutting up, but does it actually matter? Not really. Just try and neaten this up as best as I can, just by hand. You could use a guillotine if you wanted to be more precise. And then let me just get 1 or 2 more others and we'll work from that. This one's a bit small. Yeah, let me do that little one there. And then I'll show you some others that I've actually done already, because I got a bit carried away with this. When I was doing it, I just started to see more and more images that I could actually use. So let me take this lovely little one that's got the seaside image, snip that out. Because the pictures aren't that big, it's quite easy to cut them parallel, but you could use a ruler if you felt that your eye wasn't good. Anything on there? Oh yeah, here's one that's got a little British flag, a Made in Britain flag. This could be quite nice, because you could use this almost like an airmail sticker that would be on a letter. So I think I will make sure that I keep that one. What else shall we take here? Maybe let's just do one of these flowers. So again, with this one, I feel it's slightly large, but I'm going to just trim it down a little bit, just to something that is a bit more postage size. Yeah, that should be good. So I've got a couple of little images there. Oh, there's another one with flowers on, that's fine. Right, so what I have done is not made life very complicated for this particular video. I've just taken some white photocopy paper, and with a pair of my scissors, which has got a fancy edge here that looks a bit like a postage stamp, I've just cut the edges off. And then I'm just going to use my glue stick to start gluing things down. I like the glue stick for this because it's actually easy to manage. You've just got to make sure that you get your glue right up into the corners, because otherwise your postage stamp is going to start to lift, and once you've stamped your postmarks on there, it won't be that easy to correct it. Then I'm just going to place this down so that it's fairly close to the edge. Try and get it as equidistant as possible. As I say, I'm not being very fussy at this stage about the fact that it's not absolutely perfect, but I could draw lines for this. And then I'm going to just eyeball cutting through here. Now with these fancy scissors, if you line up the blades, you'll be able to get the pattern to be continuous without it breaking up the pattern. So I'm going to just cut a long strip, because no doubt I will find other images, oopsie, going a bit skew, I will find other images that will actually fit into this strip. I did find when I was making up my ones that are already complete that I made use of all the pieces of paper. So my preference is to rather cut each stamp individually as I go, and you can see that that's actually worked out quite nicely. I would leave that to dry completely before I did anything else with it, just in case there's a bit of residue of ink. I can't talk, I've had such a nice day. A residue of glue on there, because if you're going to use your stamp pads, I would recommend that you use a permanent ink like a StazOn, simply because if you use a gel medium to stick down things later on, you don't want the gel medium to dissolve the ink. So make sure that your glues and things are dry completely before you carry on. So again, just snipping up all the little ones that I've made. And let's do this lovely little flower. Once you've selected your images, you'll find that you can actually do a whole batch of these in no time at all. And I write letters to my darling little granddaughter, and because she's still fairly young, the best way to do things with her is by stories. So I tend to stick a whole lot of stickers down on a page, and then I write a story around them. A bit daft, I know, but I think up the stories according to the stickers I've got. So with all the packets that the stickers come in, I put all these little images so that I have a nice collection. When I've got a bit of time, I can just make them up, and I was doing that the other night while I was watching TV, so it was actually quite fun. This one, the actual piece of paper that I'm sticking onto is slightly longer, but I might do a little bit of writing underneath there, I'm not too sure. Okay, so once I have a few of these stuck down, let me just do this last little piece. What shall we put here? The Made in Britain. Yeah, it'll just fit on nicely. So once I've got all of these stuck down, I would normally leave them just to dry completely. And then I'm going to use one of my stamps that has postage images on, you know, like the postmarks. And I'm going to stamp over that so it looks as though it's been through the post office. So let me push these aside. And if you have a look at these ones here, I've actually made a whole lot of different things. Now you'll see that some of them have got adverts, and I'm not too worried about that, because by the time I've done a bit of stamping on there, and I might do a bit of inking, they will have been covered up a bit. There's just a little line drawing. This I thought was quite fun, just using the QR codes for some of the shops. These were got a whole lot of these. These were tiny little ads that all had the same border around them, and quite a lot of detail in a small space, and I liked those because I just thought they were really interesting. So we'll see how those turn out. And then I've got this picture with the Queen. It is a slightly larger stamp, but you know, we don't know what we're going to be making later on. A little business card, that's absolutely fine. A logo, I think that's a hospice logo. And then I found these little pictures in the back of the magazine that were advertising travel things. They had another piece on it that had the prices and the dates, but I just thought that's quite nice. They've got a nice long look to them, just some little reeds. So really anything goes. Here's an ad. Yeah, another travel thing. It's got a few nice buildings, so it might look as though it's come from another part of the world. Food photography, bits and bobs from gardening, more travel magazine pictures. And then with some of the travel things, I cut away, like for instance this one here had writing on top, and these ones I've cut the writing away, so I've just got the images. And those give you quite a lot of nice options. Okay, so you get the idea. So what I'm going to do now is to take my StazOn black ink, and I don't want to have a really heavy black mark on my stamps. I was going to use this handle, but I think I'm just going to use my Ferrero Rocher box because I find it easier to work with. So I have a lot of these stamp images here, and I've got one that's got postmarks on that I quite like to use, and also this one, which is a diamond one, but I'll use the one with the postmarks to begin with. I find this box is much easier to work with for some reason. Any excuse to have some chocolate, hey? So I'm just going to lightly ink this up. I'm not worried if it doesn't cover the whole image, and I'm not worried if some parts of this are slightly lighter than the others, because that's what happens when these things go through the machines. So I'm going to just place this down carefully. Am I in frame here? Sorry, I've just got to keep remembering this. I'm going to place this down and just press lightly and lift it off. You will find that because your ink is slightly sticky that it's okay, but look at that, just a simple garden picture, and it really does look as though it's been through the postal system. Okay, so with one of the lighter images, I think with this little flower one, I've still got some ink left here, and you can see that it's showing black on my stamp. So I think I'm just going to move my stamp across and do a second impression. Yeah, that's nice, and if you don't want to have any more markings than that, that's good, but if you wanted to have a more defined marking, you could ink up a little bit more. There's a little bit on the edge here, I could even do that, just to make it look more realistic. Right, I'll ink up again, and as I say, I'm doing it fairly lightly. Let's take one of these images that had the ads on. This is for one of the schools locally, and I'll just pop that through here. There we go, nice postage stamp. You can see if you ink it up heavily and press hard, you're not going to see much of your image. I've got a little bit of ink on here again, and I'm just going to gently go very lightly over this one. There we go. So it hasn't covered all the writing, but what's underneath actually becomes almost immaterial. You'll see the color, you'll get the feeling of it, but the actual content won't be that serious. Right, so this one will probably be like that. There we go, happy with that. And here's a little garden one. You can maybe put this more central. And as you can see, let me show you this one closely. That's really nice how that's turned out, as has this one here. You can see that the marks show up nicely. They give you a bit of a date, and quite honestly, these don't take terribly long to do. I did sit the other night just cutting out some of these pictures ready for the video, but the actual assembly is very quick indeed. I'm going to switch now to one of the other stamps that I have, and that is this little diamond shaped one that has got a slightly different postmark. I do find that this has got a slightly stronger image, so I'm going to be a little bit more circumspect with the ink that I put on. Where shall I do it? What about this one here? Okay, so choose your images nicely. And I think the writing is, yeah, the writing is this way around. I'm not going to put it completely centered. There we go. So it's a different postage mark, but off we go. So now that I've shown you how to actually make it, I'm going to just quickly show you some of the other stamps that I've made, and just show you the wonderful variety that you can get just from a few little magazine pictures. I love being able to make something out of something that would normally head for the bin. I don't know what's the matter with my brain that it it excites me so much, but I think that I'm not alone. Right, so those were the ones that we looked at that didn't have postmarks on them, and these little ones here all do have postmarks on them. So what I did with these ones that have the black outlines was that on my computer I drew up a whole lot of grids, and then within those grids I placed little images and cut out around the grids so that I have those stamps with the lines around them. It's just a more defined border. There are quite a few of those that I've done like that, and then I had some where I cut the sides off just to make it a slightly narrower little stamp, and these also worked really well. This was just a picture, wasn't anything particularly fancy, but there we go. Here's one of the travel ones with that triangular stamp, just a little water wheel that was showing up, and a little bit of flowers. But depending on what you're making, you'll find that you'll have something for every occasion. Here's just a number. This I think was from a hair salon ad. This was just some kiddies' clothing laying on a background. Picture of a castle. And these have all come basically from one magazine, so you know, I really haven't had to search terribly hard just to find these little images. There's another one with the QR codes with the stamps on. I quite like that. It just is a little bit different, so you get the idea. The one with the peacock is also rather nice. So I hope that this has given you a little bit of an inspiration, so that if you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs and thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, I need to be doing something for my journals but I don't, make some of these faux stamps, pop them into your stash with your ephemera, and when you're feeling that you've got the urge for a new project, you'll actually have something ready made. I hope this has inspired you. I'd love to stay connected, so please like and subscribe to my channel, and if you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments. I do get back to everybody as soon as I can. Bye for now.